guys? Hello, it is I, Lentropy, and we're having another RF Talk, episode 9, and it's gonna be about post APCC, what we think, what we can all take away from it, and with me is Ry. What's up, Ry?
Hey, what's up?
So, how was the grueling standing and lining up for you in APCC?
Not as bad as the trip going there.
Oh, yeah.
It was horrible.
Hello?
Yeah. Hey.
Okay, there you go.
All right. So yeah, it was horrible. Friday was the first day of APCC, and I had to go there with Chad. So it was Friday. It was the start of a long weekend here in Manila, and it was raining hard. It took me maybe 3 hours to get to SMX by car, and then 4 hours to go home. It was insane.
Wow. Man, I'm kind of glad I didn't have to go through that, but you were able to get to APCC before it was crowded, which is kind of a treat in itself.
Yeah, if you actually went around and, went to try out all of the booths, which I did not, and it was a horrible idea and I regret it forever.
Well, if you're gonna help us cover next year, then you'll definitely know what to do. All right. Anyway, we're gonna. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna quickly review how the event was put together, how the attractions or the content was handled, and then we're gonna see what kind of insight we can get out of this event regarding not just APCC but maybe con events in general.
All right. So yeah, a lot to talk about, and yeah, currently I feel like there's nothing but praises for APCC. Maybe I'm just forgetting a few bad things, but or no, there was definitely the lines, but that's not really the organizers' fault, and I think they did their best to keep it manageable.
True enough. Actually, when you think about it, they always keep their floor spaces roomy as much as possible, just to anticipate things like these and to make sure that people can move around a lot. And actually, how the booths and attractions were kind of grouped up made a lot of sense to me. How did you find them?
I guess the planning for the floor space was sort of okay. There were some areas that kind of seemed odd, separate from where they should be. I remember there was a merch booth toward the end of the hall, way all the way to the other side of the hall.
Mm-hmm.
And I did not pass by there. I did not think to pass by there until I realized, hey, there are still booths here that I haven't checked out. So I go over there. There are toy stores there and a few artist booths, which was peculiar because all the merch booths were actually clumped up together in one section, and there was the artist alley right beside that. So I don't know why these booths were so far away from everything else.
Oh, I think you're talking about the headliners, the guys who were actually advertised on Facebook. Because
oh no, not even these were the booths that were on the other side of the food area, right? Mm-hmm. Because the art alley was in front of the food area, and to the side of that was another set of booths. So when I looked at those booths, some of them had art stalls in them and toy stores. So I had no idea why they were so far apart from everything else, and they were at the very end of the hall where nobody really passes.
Oh. They were pretty much their own desert island. Yeah, I think I remember these guys. I don't actually remember passing by them a lot.
Yeah, I would not pass by there unless I consciously decided I needed to look at this. If I were doing my rounds, it was so out of the way. So really, I keep thinking, did these guys not pay enough for the booth space? I don't know. Maybe they were the charity cases. Who knows?
Who
But
knows?
yeah, they had a good spot. And yeah, as you said, there were uh, the celebrity guest panels. So there were artists there, cosplayers. It was really weird how the celebrity artists were so far away from the art alley.
Yeah, it would have been. It might have been better if they were just all in one area. Like in the past APCCs, you would have your. Even though they weren't literally on the same lane, they were at least next to each other. The local artists and the feature artists, or the that were participating in the event. You could get from one to the other very easily, but not in this one.
Well, I did. I think I noticed that, yeah, the local artists were beside the feature artists, I think. I don't know. I can't remember. Can you jog my memory on that? But like the way I remember it was kind of like that.
No, I'm talking about the smaller comic book groups and everything. The guys who were selling Overwatch stickers, smaller prints, buttons, doing commissions, all those things. They were set apart.
Yeah. Although, actually, I do feel like that was not a problem for the artist alley, because the artist alley got a lot of foot traffic, like a lot.
That to the point that it was just discouraging to go there. Yeah.
It was an MRT ride getting through that. Like,
True.
I had to squeeze through so many people, and I'm really glad I'm a big guy. Like, I just look at people the wrong way, and then they just move aside. Like, excuse me.
But we all know you're fuzzy inside, so don't worry about us.
Nobody, well, not the people that don't know me, right? So it works for me. I got through the artist alley just fine. Like, okay, I had to fight for the last in stock print of this one Overwatch Persona 5 print. I was like, oh shit, they're running out. Move. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
That's
brilliant. That was a brilliant piece of work there. Anyway,
Yeah, shoot.
actually, the
So
art.
many art.
Yeah.
So many good art. Like, I blew the bank on stickers.
Heck, I actually wasn't planning to buy any of the comics, but I ended up buying like 3 books. So yeah, it was that attractive.
From the artist alley?
Yeah, I did. Like the local artists.
Oh shoot, I didn't really pay attention to the comics. I was just like looking at the stickers. There were so many stickers. I love the stickers.
Yeah, but artists weren't the only attractions or the only content in APCC. There was actually a lot. You mentioned a while ago that the Netflix booth was actually there. I don't think either of us was able to step a foot in there, but it was seriously lined up for.
It was the biggest mistake of my weekend, not going inside. Really, last Friday there was no line at all. Just walk in if you want. Take your time. Like, there's nobody waiting behind you. That was Friday.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, now you know why Friday exists. Because we were questioning why Friday was there in the first place.
Look, I'm the new guy here, and I've never done like press coverage of cons before. I was assigned to Friday, and I was actually bitching about it. I was like, guys, there is no event booked for Friday. What the fuck am I supposed to do there? Now I know.
All right.
I could've,
Anyway,
like, pictures, walked around, and then gone into the booths for myself. Have people take pictures of myself on like all of this stuff, right? And I'd get so many likes on Instagram. I'd be so
before anybody else gets to, yes, you get
before
first
anyone
dibs.
else does it. See how awesome that is. You get all the likes and you get it before everyone else. It would be so cool.
Okay. All right. Anyway, the Netflix booth featured set pieces from their shows. There would be like 2 set pieces from Stranger Things. I'm not sure what the other one was. I think there was Defenders of Justice.
No. It was 4 shows, I think. I don't know. I wasn't there for. I couldn't walk in there. But yeah, as far as I remember, it was Stranger Things. It was Defenders. It was Orange Is the New Black, and one other show. It was a CIA kind of thing. But God, I know I saw that show before, but I can't remember what it was. I don't know if there were any other. Oh wait, there was a Death Note, like. I know there was a display for Death Note there. Like, it was the cork board, right? Of Light's dad when he was investigating who Kira was. That was it. I know a lot of people. I saw a lot of friends take a picture in front of that.
Okay. Yeah, I think they covered Death Note because Death Note was also one of the feature content for APCC. They actually screened the entire movie during Saturday night, I believe.
Let's not talk about Death Note.
Let's not talk about Death Note. A very healthy choice. Next.
No, actually, well, no, I'm still trying to sort my thoughts on Death Note. I mean, Netflix's Death Note.
Wait, you've actually finished it? You've watched it from end to end?
Yes, I have. It wasn't as painful as I had imagined it would be, but I did expect the worst.
It was because you had low expectations already.
Yeah, and that's how I like to keep things. Keep my expectations low, so I leave room to be surprised. So it wasn't great. It wasn't good, or no, I can't figure it out. I just hate Light in that movie. Light, this portrayal of Light in Death Note is awful.
Sam with Mickey Light, right?
Yeah, it was sort of that. So I'm sort of okay. I'm kind of okay with L. Maybe we could talk about Death Note another time. But yeah, I have very mixed feelings for that movie.
All right. Moving on. I believe Sky Cable featured an Iron Throne that was actually good looking, and it even had some cosplayers posing next to it. Like, I think what was the ice zombie people?
It was the White Walkers. We had people cosplaying as the White Walkers and as Daenerys Targaryen and Jon Snow, where they would sit like on either side of the Iron Throne with you in the middle. So yeah, those are very nice costumes. I don't really think I needed them around me. I just wanted a badass picture of myself on the Iron Throne.
All right. Anyway,
I wanted to put off taking a picture on Friday. I was thinking about coming in Saturday in a suit, corporate badass. Made a suit.
You know what? That actually sounds pretty badass. You can just put on a mask or something, and it's already cosplay. All right.
No, I don't need.
Yeah.
I just I want to look like a complete badass, like in corporate attire, sitting down, legs crossed, in a throne made of swords, and a cat on my lap, and I'd make it my LinkedIn profile picture. Hire me.
You sure it's not Tinder? But okay.
Yeah, maybe that would be great as well. Yeah, I'd be totally dateable.
All right. Actually, one of the more interesting surprises I found myself in was how I was actually pretty receptive towards the attraction of La Luna Sangre. You mentioned that it might be because of what was next to it. What are your thoughts on that?
I hated the La Luna Sangre booth. I mean, there was nothing in it.
Okay.
Like, I don't know. We look at the Netflix booth, which just blew everyone's minds, and Sky Cable's booth, which was essentially just a chair.
But
I've never seen I've never seen people want to sit on a chair that badly.
which does not have Santa Claus.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I've not seen a line for a chair like that ever. So it was amazing. somehow that chair beats the La Luna Sangre booth because I had no idea what they were on about. But you know what? I do give them a break for this because, they're trying, sort of. They're trying to reach for a larger audience than their traditional ABS-CBN market. And, I think it's worth praising, I guess. Local television has been experimenting with different genres for the past few years. And I guess it just hasn't reached that point where it's interesting to me yet. But at some point, I do want to entertain local TV. I mean, I entertain some of it. It's just that we come from an arts program, right, Alan?
Yes,
we
that's
know
correct.
people moved on to working in video production for ABS-CBN for GMA, and their general practice is film today, air later.
Yes.
And I think a lot of the quality of local TV suffers because of that. So, really, I look forward to the future of local television, but something has to be done about that. So, hey, here's hoping they figure it out, by reaching out to the larger market, to markets they haven't accessed before. Maybe they can start a conversation about that. Right?
Yeah,
It's hey, we're
this sounds like a whole new conversation, but I believe the answer you're looking for is the propagation of web series. You're looking at Netflix, but we'll get to that at another time, probably.
I talk to a lot of people, and you know what? When you say you're a game developer, and it's a running joke among Filipino game developers, is if you walk up to a pleb and say you're a Philippine game developer, the first thing they will suggest to you is, hey, how about you make a video game about Philippine mythology? It's a cliche at this point, but you know why? You know what? It's because the topic, the theme is extremely fascinating, and it's not done enough, I think. So to see a project like Tabipo being developed, it's exciting for me.
Okay. Well, we'll just have to wait and see on how that develops. But getting back to APCC and the attractions that don't rely on necessarily mythology, we had a wrestling show in the middle of the ground floor.
That's sort of still mythology. No, wait, no, wrestling is real. There is no myth to wrestling.
The pain is real.
No.
The emotions
pain
are
is
real.
No, actually, the pain was very real last Saturday, was it? Or no?
Friday.
Was it Friday?
Yeah, that was an unfortunate incident there. News is though that the guy who face planted onto the concrete, which is nothing to be laughed at, is already out of the hospital but under observation. So there's that silver lining on that incident.
Yeah. So for anyone that didn't hear about that, there was a 6-man tag match for under PWR where one of the wrestlers threw her opponent off the ring. So this guy tumbles out of the ring, drops on a solid concrete floor. His head, I don't know, because of maybe speed of his drop, just snaps and slams on the floor. He hits the concrete face first, busts his head open, starts bleeding nonstop. That's pretty much it. Now, to this guy's credit, this guy is a real professional. I love him. Any amateur would stop the fight then and there because, it could be serious. Nah, this guy gets up, waves the medics off, is like, nah, I'm good. Goes back into his corner, tags his partner out in, steps out, continues the match for another 15 minutes maybe, before finally ending, going backstage to have his head looked at. Real professional, Ken Warren.
Props, seriously. That guy, he never drops the act, and I'm surprised. I'm really impressed that despite in the face of serious injury, he decided he could still get up. Okay, I'm okay. No, look at me later. We'll finish the show. And what? Amazing.
Injury on the face. Okay, that was a bad pun.
We try to lighten the mood, and we do it by making bad jokes. I'm sorry, guys. Anyway, PWR throughout the entire convention was featuring like 2 or 3 matches a day.
I think it was that much. Yeah, 2-3 matches a day. They'd have exhibition matches, and then they would have tournament matches for the PHX title.
And this isn't just them with a simple floor. They actually constructed their full-on ring in the middle of the convention, and they were doing the moves full on. No holds barred, even if somebody was gonna get injured for it.
Yeah, so I think PWR is doing a great job. They're having a stellar year this year. This is despite maybe their following isn't as big as it is or it deserves to be, because you look at these guys. These are college students. These are fresh grads. They're not really into fitness or anything. I ran into this one. I was standing there during a match. There was a couple walking behind me. The girl was like, "What the hell? These guys don't even have abs." In total disbelief that people are taking the show seriously.
Okay.
I like what the boyfriend said. I love what the boyfriend said. It's like, hey, you don't really need abs to kick ass.
That's true. I think I heard that I think we were both going around at that time.
Yeah, so I turned around and was like, yeah, you said it, brother. That's right. Because, huge props to PWR. These guys have probably been wrestling. Some of them have only probably been wrestling for maybe 2 years, 3 years, 4 years tops. And they, I've been catching their shows monthly, and they've been improving over time. And I think a testament to that is their shows on APCC. Because you have to consider that the people weren't going to APCC for them. They're not paying tickets to watch their show. They were there for APCC. But these guys could freeze a crowd. They could hold a crowd.
Yeah,
it was crazy, crowded around the ring anytime there was a match.
Yeah, that's true. MNL48 was there. MNL48 seemed to have hired a lot of promo girls. I honestly don't think they're the ones who applied for the position. What do you think?
According to a friend of a friend, it was one of Kat's friends actually. Kat posted a video of MNL48, their dance number during the main stage.
Mm-hmm.
One of her friends actually commented saying, these were performers from what was it called? Movie Cafe, movie something. It's a restaurant at Mall of Asia, basically. It was where they have stage shows there. So apparently the dancers that performed under MNL48 were performers for that restaurant and not actual applicants for the MNL48 program. That's what I'm told anyway. So take that with a pinch of salt. I don't know if it's real or not, but MNL48 does not have an official lineup yet. So definitely the people we saw performing that day were not MNL48. They were just performing the choreography of AKB48.
Ah, okay. Well, at least that gets cleared up. Well, moving on from that, there's just a few more things you want to make sure that we look at, and those would be the conferences on the main stage features, as well as the workshop features. For me, personally, of course, Shoji Kawamori's run through of all of his work was quite a treat for me. I was very impressed with what he talked about and how he kept everything light. And it was actually a pretty full room. And he was
I have a very important question before you proceed.
Okay.
Frontier or Delta?
Frontier.
No. Is that your answer or Shoji?
No, Shoji would promote Delta because he is apparently making a new movie for Delta, which is what he's been doing with his Macross series so far anyway. So I'm not surprised that he's promoting Delta, okay? So,
No. You're just making excuses now.
no. You look at the rankings and you will know the truth. Frontier is still top dog.
No, I'm definitely a Frontier guy, but like, I was asking for Shoji's favorite.
Actually, during his presentation, he was able to make time for questions, and he particularly said, "Please don't ask me who my favorite girl is, what my favorite unit is, or what my favorite song is."
Oh, that sucks.
It's like he was totally expecting it.
I just needed an answer from him for that because I need to shut a few fanboys up.
No, like his stories are about war and idols, and he's gonna keep it that way.
Yeah, he wants to. He does not want the war over idols to stop, which is why he's keeping very neutral about it.
Yeah, that's probably it.
So now all of them have to fight over who's the best girl. Like, no, Rocket no, Cheryl, no.
No, it's Mikumo. Yeah, we know it's going. We know where it is going. All right. There's also the panel with Gaku Space and the cosplay competition, and I unfortunately was not able to make it to the cosplay competition because I was so tired from covering everything else. My feet wouldn't let me walk anymore. Were you able to catch any of that?
Not at all, but I did catch Gaku Space and Be Still My Beating Heart.
This guy.
I have the perfect role for him after Overwatch, after his whatever stint he has coming up next. Like, I want him to play the Asian dude in Dream Daddy.
My God. Please don't give the crowd ideas.
Oh, you know you want it.
Fuzzy on the
sorry.
inside. Anyway.
I
Alright.
did not line up any of these. I'm not even into Overwatch specifically because I don't have a rig that can play Overwatch. But you know, the fandom is beautiful. They're very upbeat and everything. And you know what? The voice actors are just so fun when you watch them. Like, when you see their YouTube videos of them goofing around together, they seem like very cool friends. And you know what? Seeing Gaku Space in person, how friendly he was, how totally down he was to get to have fun with his fans. It was amazing.
Yeah, I gotta have respect for that. Like, he basically embraced the memes, and he never really turned the fans down for anything. Only that he would request that if he's in a hurry, that they make it quick because he has work to do. So yeah, bad props to that guy.
And this guy did all 3 days of AsiaPop ComiCon. Like, I know a lot of other celebrity guests came in on a Saturday. Oh, was there anyone that just came in on a Sunday? I can't remember.
Very small amount. Gaku Space being one of them. Yeah.
Yeah, the Stranger Things cast came around only on a Saturday. They came in, they left, that was it. I think Peon Kim, I don't know when Peon Kim came in. Friday? Was it Friday? I don't remember seeing her on the floor much then. I did not see Hayden Hazard at all. Or maybe I just didn't recognize her. But you know, Gaku Space, man, was just
all he
there.
did was have a hairdo and, you know, the shirt that showed his muscles, and that's all he needed. All right.
That is all.
Oh yeah, there was a Ray Fisher interview and everything. Yeah.
Tyler's beard. It was gorgeous. I hate being Asian, man. I need a beard like that.
Tyler Hoechlin. No, I couldn't find a girl that didn't want to would turn down meeting Tyler Hoechlin. To be honest.
Why would you turn him down?
Okay, let's to close up this content review. Why don't we give a few shout outs to the unsung heroes of APCC, which I would particularly believe would be the cosplayers. Who, like off the top of your head, top 3 cosplayers that surprised you or you really enjoyed to see?
It's gonna be difficult because one of the more remarkable cosplays that day were those 3 girls in the Articuno Zapdos and Moltres costumes.
Oh yeah, those were impressive. Yeah.
Already, I don't want to count them separately. Let's just do them as one thing.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's the best, but it's pretty interesting because they didn't do straight cosplay, right? They did like this whole beauty pageant looking thing where they made a gowns themed after the 3 legendary birds, and it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was nice to look at. It was super creative, and I believe I was the first one to point them out. Oh my god, I need a bunch of Pokeballs.
No, that was totally me. I was like, Alan, bird, bird, bird.
Anyway.
Yeah, I remember that. Oh, Friday there was also the Sailor Moon in Filipiniana. I think that made its rounds on social media a while back for a previous con.
They were there. Yeah, they were there.
Yeah, I didn't see the entire unit. I just saw Sailor Moon. Now, I don't know. It wasn't like flashy or anything, but it was an interesting concept. Funny,
okay.
Right? Oh, and Sriracha. Szechuan sauce girl. Definitely.
Oh yes, such the lowest key cosplay that you would never like when you read the title. Oh my god. Okay, to explain to people that didn't see her, there was a girl that was walking around with basically a box for a costume. It was a painted box, and when you look at her from the front, you're gonna notice that it's actually painted like a Chicken McNuggets dip. And the title for her is Mulan's Szechuan Sauce. Now, for those not in the know, that's actually a reference to Rick and Morty, and we were losing our shit when we realized that's what she was cosplaying.
Yeah, it was amazing, man.
Okay.
I'm kind of. I'm trying to remember what other cosplays were there that were interesting. Oh yeah, definitely the Phantom Thieves. Like, shout out to the Phantom Thieves. But there was a group there that were dressed like Phantom Thieves. So it was Joker, it was Skull, it was Panther with a doll of Mona, it was Crow. Yeah,
Fox.
Crow was there.
Fox. Oh, Crow was there too.
Fox. Yeah, Fox was there as well. Yeah, Crow. And there was Futaba. There were a lot of Futaba.
There was a lot of Futabas.
Honestly, maybe we should have changed our drinking game. Because we couldn't really do the Goku Space thing. Honestly, what we could have done is like take a shot every time there's a Futaba cosplayer, every time there's a Harley Quinn cosplayer, and every time there is a Diva cosplayer. And there were a lot of Divas that day.
There were a lot. A lot of Divas, a lot of Mercies. For me, you didn't name the one cosplayer that you were expecting every convention.
Deadpool?
No, War Machine. With all the attachments.
No, he was the one guy, right? No, there's a difference there. There's definitely a difference there. I assume in every cosplay convention there will be a Deadpool.
Okay.
In this guy's case, it's the same guy in the same War Machine outfit. And man, I feel like I'm bashing the guy. No, I'm not. I'm definitely not bashing the guy. Really, props to him. It's a very beautiful costume.
But
it's the costume.
It's got so much shit on it now.
I know. I just want him to put like an espresso machine there.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I'm kind of surprised he hasn't tried something new, but there's enough add-ons to the suit for him to make another suit.
Yeah, I love his costume, but He's been competing in that for the last year, maybe two. I remember him winning one competition a long time ago. I can't remember when. But he's been rocking the same thing for a while.
Yeah. I mean, it's a pleasure to see. It's a pleasure to see for sure. But
always to see. It's just it. He seems like a really skilled guy at making costumes. Where I kind of wish I could see more new stuff from him. I'd be really excited to see what his level of skill could produce. That isn't War Machine.
Oh, yeah. But there were some cosplays there aside from Szechuan sauce that didn't feel like it was a lot of effort, but it was definitely amazing to see. What I would say that this was the invasion of the T-Rexes. There was a T-Rex Supergirl. There was
T-Rex. Yeah. Shit.
There's a normal T-Rex. There's a T-Rex Supergirl. I think there was another T-Rex that was, I think, Batman. I'm not entirely sure.
I did not see these. I only saw the baby T-Rex.
Oh, and there was a baby T-Rex. Then it was a dinosaur invasion that I was not expecting at all.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. We totally missed this, right? Like best cosplay, definitely. I totally missed this. I forgot about it. But this guy won Cage, the Winston cosplay.
Oh yes, the actual mask for Winston's face was super impressive, and I don't know what else I can say. It's literally a Winston suit.
It is 100% as Winston as you can get without being a gorilla.
Yeah, yes, I agree. I was actually pretty surprised at the commitment they went to complete that suit, along with the Genjis.
Did we actually have the full Overwatch roster? Like, we should have made a cosplay checklist. Was every Overwatch character accounted for?
I believe there was no McCree. I believe there was no Lucio. What else wasn't?
A Sombra, or
was
there
a
a
Sombra.
Widowmaker?
There was a Sombra. There's a Widowmaker guy. That was awesome. There's a guy that literally has Widowmaker's sniper rifle, a pair of shades, and colored purple.
I definitely saw a guy dressed as Zarya.
There's Arya, yes.
There was an Anna as well that had her rifle signed for. She had Gaku's space sign her rifle. I definitely saw that. There were a lot of divas. That's not even.
There's
Tracer?
also, yeah, there's a Tracer there. There's also a very, very impressive pair of Junkrat and Roadhog. Very impressive too.
Yeah, the ones that came in Saturday. Oh man, I love that Roadhog. It's like that guy is committed. It's like, yeah, I've got a big gut. Let's do this.
Yeah, definitely, and he pulled it off, 100%. All right.
Yeah.
So,
Uber accurate.
actually, there's actually a lot of cosplays there. There's even Fate Grand Order cosplayers there. But moving on, moving on. Actually, to close up the review, a one-day ticket is 600 pesos, while a two-day ticket is 900 pesos. What do you think on this in terms of value for money?
Definitely worth it. I mean, like, I don't recommend the one-day ticket unless you go for Friday. Because, if you were to go there on Saturday, I extremely doubt you'd get anything done unless you stay there from morning till evening. Maybe you could just line up for the Netflix booth, wait there for 4 hours until you finally get in, and then you're done. And then you see the rest of the show. Yeah, you could totally do it in one day. But, yeah, for anyone else, I don't think that would have been enough. And definitely, all of the events were not contained to one day. Definitely. The Stranger Things Um, Celebrity panel happens Saturday, and definitely, I don't think APCC anticipated that many people line up for that panel, so not everyone got to see that. Um, and the cage finals were done on Sunday, so if you really wanted to see that, then you'd have to do that as well. Like, I do think bang for your buck, you go for the 2-day or the 3-day passes.
There was also separate passes for meet and greet. Do you think it was worth for these, or like that's added value, or you would have been fine with just the regular pass?
You know what? I totally passed on the celebrity interviews. I had you and Anna and Chad cover all of those, like, because I'm the new guy here. I didn't know what questions to ask them. Like, I thought you guys would be better equipped to handle these situations. So I did not see these guys at all. I just saw Gaku's Space and maybe Peon Kim, and that was enough for me. Like, I was totally fine with it. I was totally not fine seeing Tyler Hoechlin's beautiful beard, but
Okay.
I feel like my 7, 8, 9 hours on the road total going to and from SMX was worth it for the experience, even without having to pay extra. I went there 2 days.
All right.
And I missed a lot of those highlights.
Yeah, we did. It's actually, yeah, I agree with what you say. From my standpoint, it was pretty impossible to cover everything in one day. So you might as well at least go 2 days, and definitely worth it. Especially if you're going with friends, or there's at least one celebrity there that you're really in for, because most of the celebrities there, they were pretty chill. They were not only bound to where they were supposed to be sitting, they would be walking around, and you might even find yourself hanging with them somewhere in the event hall, or even outside.
Yeah, I mean, Peon Kim was going all over the place, and she had a very impressive female Hanzo cosplay, and then the Harley Quinn one from the Suicide Squad movie. Very well done. I'm just not huge on Harley Quinn because we had a dozen of those on APCC, but talented cosplayer. She was going around making friends with everyone. It was pretty cool. So if you know her, you're a fan of her, there was a very high chance to run into her. Likewise with Gaku's Space, with Shoji Kawamura, they were just Kawamori, sorry. Yeah, they were just on the floor. Even Archer was on the floor. Quicks and all the other celebrity artists. It was really great. It was a great feeling to just walk past them and say, "Hi, I love your work." You chat them up a bit, not too long.
Yeah.
Just feels good. It's that's a one great thing about APCC in general, I think, and I think it's what most cons should emulate, where a lot of cons advertise themselves as the ultimate fan experience, but the experience is just standing there and looking at the stage. No, in APCC, you are part of the experience because you get to run into these celebrities, say hi. I actually bumped into Ann Curtis a couple of times. She wasn't a guest celebrity, but she is a celebrity, and she's Ann Curtis. So, like, pretty awesome. I was beside Bimby in a PWR match, and I really wanted to powerbomb him, but I didn't want to.
And you can't handle the lawsuit either. But okay, I'm pretty sure like there's more than a few that share that sentiment. But moving on.
Yeah. So and definitely like the Iron Throne, the Netflix replica sets. It's not just looking at it. You can actually sit there, stand there, take a picture of yourself surrounded by that.
Well,
and
yes.
It feels amazing, right?
Yeah. Same for the Netflix movies. I mean, same for the Netflix booth. What you're getting at is that instead of being a witness or just being able to see things, you're actually able to make your own stories out of all the attractions, which I guess I would say this is what probably is the best answer for conventions that are looking to revamp themselves from their older formats. Like, instead of making sharing a story to your crowd, sharing a story to your audience, you let them take part in it.
You let the crowd create the story. So that's actually what I was looking forward to. This is what I was talking about when we were talking about HistoryCon. What I was telling you about all of the activities they had. I was like, yeah, this is different. I haven't been to a con that's allowed me to do things like to have stories to talk about once I got home, because all the other cons is like, oh yeah, this guy was here. Oh yeah, they were selling this stuff. And that was it. No. I go home and I say, hey, shit, I shook hands with Superman.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, diba? And I could talk about like, hey, I had a milkshake at the diner from Riverdale. I have the pictures to prove it.
Yes, that's true. Or, like, I ran into this celebrity while on my way to just going to somewhere to eat. I ran into him at the walking bridge, and I had a selfie with him. Like, it's like a 3-minute story, but you're gonna brag about it all day.
Yeah, exactly. It was the exact same feeling I had for HistoryCon when I ran into all those History Channel celebrities. They weren't all that pop. I mean, a lot of people might not know them, but I did like see them, and I do admire them, and for them to be on the floor, I think it was the same thing as with APCC, where these guys were on the floor interacting with their fans, like having a good time. Maybe, I don't know. I can't tell. I don't know if people are happy.
Let's just assume that they are.
Let's assume they are, because they were not hitting the fans. We don't hear anyone's wife bitching about the con yet.
Oh my god. No shade.
So, no shade. So, we haven't heard any of that kind of stuff yet. So let's just assume all our celebrity guests had a good time and were satisfied with how the event was run.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? Let's go down that rabbit hole. Were there things that you didn't find satisfactory with APCC?
Honestly?
Yeah.
There were things I didn't like, but I don't think it was their fault.
Okay.
Like, definitely, there were way too many people in the con. Now, what I do like about the organizers was that crowd was well managed. Like, the Netflix booth was lined. There was a ridiculous line for the Netflix booth. But yeah, that line, it was beautiful. I've never seen a train line like that. Hell, there was that thing with Zark's Burgers in the SM malls. Nobody lined up for that shit. It was absolutely...
It was chaos.
Exactly. So, for a con to keep the crowd that orderly, great job.
Yeah, I would agree with... I think APCC underestimated the star power that they brought on, especially when they announced Gaku Space and Shoji Kawamori. I mean, Shoji didn't actually have his own signing session, and he had at least as many fans wanting to get autographs from him as compared to Gaku Space.
Of course, you'd be outraged by that. You're the Macross fanboy.
No, I'm not. I'm not outraged at all. No, Macross is great.
No, I'm pretty big into Macross too, but I don't know. I guess the anime crowd is a lot more low key than the video game and the
Overwatch
Western
crowd. Because
Yeah,
Overwatch
the-
crowd is pretty loud. But no, what I'm getting at is that despite having the longest line ever for the Stranger Things panel, despite having an unreasonably long line for a chair, and despite all this, it felt like the time of the convention goers were valued because the ushers, they would explain the situation. This is what's going on. Unfortunately, we can't load anybody else into the hall, except if somebody leaves, as this is already a security issue with SMX. So a lot of people understood what was going on, and I don't think there was a lot of complaining, despite people lining up for maybe 30 minutes or something and realizing they can't really get to the attraction.
Actually, that's the thing. Props to con-goers. Like, the lines were ridiculous. We were missing a lot of other things because there were too many people there. But I wasn't seeing a lot of salty people about all of that, right?
Yeah.
Did you? I don't think I've seen a Facebook post where people were salty about the lines.
Maybe the if anybody was complaining about anything, it would be about Hall M, where there was which we didn't cover because we couldn't report on it anyway. Where it was showing things that are yet to be shown, or not yet public knowledge about the Marvel universe. Yeah.
Yeah. There was a lot of upcoming Marvel stuff there. I totally missed that, but yeah, the line was crazy.
And
it was always the lines.
And not only the line, there was a reservation. So if you weren't reserved beforehand, it doesn't matter if you lined up.
Oh well, shit. So yeah, I guess they kind of wisened up and decided maybe a reservation list would work. Saves the people the grief of falling in line, maybe.
It was for that particular attraction, but some people didn't find themselves informed enough. Some people weren't aware of the schedule, if there were changes or anything. In fact, the guidebook, they have supplied a guidebook, which was a pretty good idea. Only it didn't have their actual program in it.
Well, they did have a program lined up there. It's just that it seemed like it was running a little late. At least in the period where I was paying attention to the running events, it seemed like they found themselves running behind schedule a little bit.
So there was some catch-up going on. Well, no, it's hard to... Yeah?
I don't think everyone had, the handbook. I don't know.
If you bought a ticket, then you have a wristband. You get a guidebook. So the only reason you wouldn't have one is because you threw it away.
Well, I didn't get one, but oh well. Yeah,
well,
I didn't have
that's because
one.
you have the media ID. So you don't.
I was so lost early on. Yeah, this is me, man. Shoot, I am a horrible media person.
No. And I found out most of these because I had my family in the convention as well. So I basically experienced it both as part of the media covering it and as a con-goer. So yeah. Anyway, all right. Okay. We're almost out of time. So I guess we could just go with our general takeaways from this.
Yeah. What venue is bigger than SMX?
That's
World Trade. Is World Trade bigger than SMX?
World Trade. Nah, maybe horizontally, but SMX has 2 floors, and APCC occupied all of the halls of SMX, so it's hard to compete. I think the only place I can think of that's bigger than... Yeah?
Yeah, definitely APCC needs a bigger place.
If they keep this up, yeah.
They keep this up, yeah, they need a bigger place. I think part of the problem of having too many lines was because there were not a lot of exhibit booths to fall in line for, maybe. I feel like maybe if there were more attractions, the crowd would be a little more evenly divided, where you don't have to deal with obscene lines too much. Maybe. But, it's a question of whether or not they can actually find more booths with that much impact. And I feel like, yeah, after this year, it looks like it. I mean, they can pretty much guarantee it sells. Their tickets sell.
Oh, the tickets will definitely sell. In fact, there was one tweet that guarantees that those tickets will sell next year.
Oh, shoot. Yeah. Yeah, please.
Alright, so one of the blogs, Back to Gaming, they took a picture and tweeted a print of Mercy, saying that APCC would have been a bigger blast, or something to that effect, if Mercy or Lucy Paul, the voice behind Mercy, would have attended the convention. Guess who replies? Lucy Paul herself says, "Well, it's a shame that I'm not there this year, but I will definitely be there next year."
And people shit their pants.
And yeah, people are totally retweeting it, and I'm guessing if that's confirmed, tickets sold. Period.
Yeah, shoot. Definitely, it's like Mercy. I mean, if they could get more than one Overwatch character, more than one Overwatch voice actor to show up for next year's APCC, boom, we're done.
We're done.
I'm like, right now.
Actually, considering that we're having more guests, more and more international guests, APCC was the first to be able to do this, and it looks like they're not going to be stopping anytime soon. I think there's maybe some etiquette issues that we need to address as COD-going crowds. There was actually this little story that happened for Shoji Kawamori, for one of his fans, lined up like every other normal guy. And the only thing that he had that was different was he had, instead of one, not two, not three, but 20 freaking 2 items to be signed.
Hey, I don't know, man. Maybe he just likes Shoji Kawamori that much.
No, I don't think so.
Sign my plastic model, sign my poster, sign my underwear, sign my model.
Okay.
Yeah, sign my underwear.
Anyway, but after that, the organizers applied a item limit rule promptly, because I guess they weren't expecting somebody to abuse that. But yeah, clearly this is somebody that's planning to resell items that were signed by Shoji Kawamori. Now, guys, for those who think that they can get away with stuff like this, our international guests are not commodities to make money from. All right.
Yeah, I mean, you're there to show love. They're there to show their love. Let's not talk about money for now. Maybe.
But yeah, yeah.
Yeah, can we just not, like, I don't know, it's a douche move to really think about making money off of events like those, off of the goodwill of these people, right? I mean, why? Let's just all have fun and marvel at Tyler Hoechlin's beard.
Alright, but real talk. Yeah, our country is finally getting the spotlight as a good place to visit, despite its many issues. So, as the audience, as the crowd, I think it might be good on us to do well and behave, and try not to abuse the goodwill produced by these events.
Oh yeah, so con-goers should learn a few ground rules when going to cons.
I mean, of course, hashtag not all con-goers, but there's going to be somebody there that's going to want to take advantage of the situation. And this goes out to them.
So, what's rule number 1?
I guess number 1 is respect the consent of the guest. Like, you can't just ask them to do whatever for you because they're there and you're a paying customer. They're still their own individual.
Oh shit! Actually, speaking of consent, me and a friend of mine wanted to run into APCC with a sign.
Uh-huh.
Says cosplay is not consent.
Oh wow.
Or we were thinking of cosplaying as angry dads. harass anybody that gets too touchy-feely with anyone.
Yeah,
I don't know.
anyone.
Because that's kind of a running concern. Like, people have to remember, celebrity cosplayers, promo girls are all there. They're cool with taking a photo with you, but you do have to respect some boundaries where you're not supposed to touch their asses or something. Because, come on. They're definitely paid to take pictures with the guests, but come on. Show a little respect, right?
Yeah.
And for con-goers, like, these guys were not paid at all. They paid to go there.
Yeah.
They just happened to dress up because they like doing it. So, you do have to respect their space. If they're resting or eating, it's probably not a good idea to ask for a picture. Or if they look like they're heading somewhere, also a bad idea to bother them.
Yeah,
it's always,
that's true.
It's always a game of figuring out if it's a good time or not, and then asking politely.
I think to put it in one word, in one term, is self-awareness. So you have to be aware of where you stand and where the person you want to interact with is currently standing.
I think some people lack that, but I think it's an important skill to have if you want to stay out of trouble, because a lot of these cosplayers have guys hanging at the back carrying their things, and those things are heavy. See, if you as much as cross those guys, if that guy so much as thinks you're razzing their friend, you are in big trouble.
Yeah, and I think this doesn't just go for female cosplayers, but cosplayers in general.
Girls, like I said, they're friends. Because I know, like, a lot of guy cosplayers do get a lot of, like, harassment as well. Like, Deadpool as a character is kind of a goofball where you kind of just want to fuck around with him.
Yeah.
It's not a good time. Like, hey, this Deadpool may be eating a hot dog. Maybe it's not a good time to, like, kick his balls or something.
Yeah. Okay, totally agree.
I don't know if does anyone actually do that, like kick a cosplayer in the balls. I'd be really afraid.
Maybe staged, like not actually kicking, but making it look like it happened. But anyway, yeah.
Be like,
yeah.
Ask for permission. Yeah, be like us. Just if you see a cosplayer, you want to do something with that cosplayer, walk up to them, or make sure you're not being a bother first, and then walk up to them. And then ask permission. Hey, can I take a picture with you? Hey, can you pretend like you're actually blind for our skit?
That's not. I didn't plan that. That's not me. Okay. But yeah, if something's even more fun when everybody else is having fun. Having enjoyment at the expense of somebody else's personal space or whatever, no, that's a no. Don't ruin somebody else's experience for your own.
Yeah, definitely. So, apart from that, apart from dealing with other people, let's go to artists.
Uh-huh.
Do not touch the merchandise unless you're buying.
Definitely. Unless they're one buying, or two they have what you call a sample copy, a browsing copy.
Yeah, definitely. So, also, these artists are selling their goods at a very low price already. If you consider all the work that goes into their art, it takes hours, it takes days, maybe even weeks to finish a single illustration. All they charge for a print is the cost of the print.
Yeah.
The The ink.
And this is like excluding the transportation cost, the cost of actually buying a booth, the cost of the sleepless nights of making sure you get printed in time.
Actually, there's also that, right? You know, rushing for deadlines, especially if this is a con-specific print, because some artists do that. They create illustrations specifically to sell for that one event. So imagine the hours that have to go into rushing the creation of that illustration, getting it printed at a quality that's good enough for their customers to appreciate. Like, it's not a shitty office printer.
Yeah.
It's actual photo printers on good photo paper or whatever other material they print on. So, I think it should be made a point that we respect the artists, their pricing, because a lot of work goes into it, you know, and it's a lot of them are underappreciated. They're not professionals. They're a lot of them are probably just hobbyists. So all they're concerned about is breaking even, like covering the cost of printing everything, and hopefully covering the cost of renting a booth.
Okay, so yeah. Well, message to that is, I guess unless they're offering a bargain, don't try to bargain for lower, please. Have some self-respect. And another one is, of course, don't steal their merch, because I have a feeling that might have happened.
Oh yeah, that might have happened.
Anyway, okay.
Clean your shit up.
All right.
No shit. The eating area, they had like a few tables there, and people just left dirt, cups, or boxes, or filthy napkins on the tables, if not on the floor. And there's a bin 5 feet away from that table.
Oh wow. Sounds like a repeat of unfortunate events.
Yeah, I was standing beside that table having my lunch at 6 p.m. where this one guy walks by, is looking at the table, is waiting for me to finish. I thought he was gonna eat. So I finish eating. I pack my shit up. I pick up the people before me left there. And This guy was about to leave his cup there. When he notices me carrying my shit and taking things to the trash can, it's like, oh, there's a trash can there. Yes, there is.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, looks like I think that's all the time we have right now. So I guess we kind of closed on telling how not to be an asshole on a con. And not exactly the tone I wanted to finish on, but I guess to finish on a lighter note, we'd like to congratulate APCC for making a great job. Well done.
You actually made a guy that hates coming to these things and hated the trip going there. Have a good time. Good job, guys.
There's also a big thank you to the guests that came along, the cosplayers, the celebrities, the directors, and the surprise of the Stranger Things cast. That was actually, I don't think that was really planned.
That was planned. That was definitely planned. They booked the cast like a while back. It's just, actually, I'm a little bummed it was just the main stage event, that they didn't have a meet and greet or anything. But you know, these kids must be busy, and I think, you know, for the people that actually saw them, it was a treat. It was a day to remember. I had a 7 or 8-year-old niece that went there with her mom, and she was just so happy to be there. And you know, I did see them. I'm kind of bummed by that, but you know, just seeing people so excited, so happy to experience that, it was amazing. I don't remember a convention where I've seen people that excited.
All right. Anyway, and finally, actually, congratulations to all the con-goers there, especially cosplayers, for making such a job well done and just adding so much more to the convention. Everybody, I think APCC for this year is a combination of what makes a great convention, for real. All right. Anyway, so like, any parting words, Ry, before we close up?
I'm so excited for next year, though I don't really know if I'll be around for next year.
All
But-
right, yeah, because you might have that Japan thing happening. All right. Anyway, again, congratulations to the organizers of APCC, and a big thanks to all the guests that came around. And well, aside from the kind of scolding tone a while ago, we would also like appreciate how the crowd or all the attendees were able to generally handle themselves pretty well during the entire event. Here's still looking forward to more.
I have one last remark.
Yeah.
Every other con in the country, get on my level.
Hopefully, I mean, why not, right? What's wrong with having more great conventions?
No, I'm not. I'm joking, but
Would be nice.
it's been APCC's been great, and I do see every other con striving to go bigger, to go better. Definitely. I mean, it's hard to deny that every other con has been trying to do the same, and I think that's a good way to think. It's a good mindset because everyone wins in the end.
That's true. All right. So I guess that's all the time we have for tonight. Thanks, Ry, for joining me again. Next time we might have content for our next podcast. Might be with Glauco regarding being a content creator / streamer. Again, yep. Hopefully, I mean that's still in talks, so it's not final yet. Anyway, for all of you who made it here all the way to the end, thank you so much for listening. Again, I'm Lentropy, and this is Ry. Good night, good morning, good afternoon. I don't know what time it is for you guys, but we will see you again next time, and thank you for listening.